really something that goes in a game-by-game basis when you talk about those kind of things. I mean, you look at today, we expect some goals to be scored today, but the Mids, have, at least statistically, the advantage on face-off, we think. Maybe this game changes the style a little bit. Maybe they don't go as much up-tempo. I doubt it, but we'll see how this one plays out.
And we are underway here in Annapolis. Zach Hayashi, who's been fantastic for the Mids all year in terms of face-offs, gets the opening face-off with the ball down on the far side as he tried to underhand scoop it to the far side. And the Mids going to end up giving away possession, or will they? Loose ball push on Jackson Peters. Yes, it will be Penn State possession.
Well, we see early on Penn State is, in the games that they've played this season, you look at Navy, no team's going to pressure in the middle third of the field like Penn State, at least to this point that they've seen so far. And you get the face-off win, but the immediate double team and the turnover by the Mids. And that's going to be a big part of this game, too, turnovers. I mean, great movement off the wing, and I think that's the biggest thing you look at this Penn State team is their athletic ability on the attack, especially Malone and his speed and quickness.
But that's where Navy has a chance to establish the momentum early, Joe, with that opening face-off, and after turning it over, Penn State turns it into a goal, so you're already chasing the game here if you're Navy. And the freshman Marsh, 2 goals.
Or third of the season, second of today.
Luke Mercer giving the assist on the play. Hayashi will win it again. You can hear Penn State's staff. They're trying to get inside the referee's head, as does every coach on face-offs, claiming the guy moves early. I mean, we've over-legislated the face-off now so much. There's a long pass, dangerous. Hewitt does able to get it. Brent McVicker was closing in for Penn State.
Finding its way to Matt Traynor, who scores his 12th this season. But the Mids just doing the little things wrong right now.
Attention is in the detail. They are aiding Penn State in getting off to another fast start. Nittany Lions lead 3-0 with 10.5 to go first quarter. They win the face-off here.
Been a challenge for the Mids at this point. I mean, as I mentioned, as we went to break, 6-on-6 been pretty good for them defensively. Nearly got a shot clock violation. They've done a good job there, but it's been this in-betweens where they just haven't been able to clear the ball. Yeah, the stats are not up there.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Something happened to our stats.
I was looking over your shoulder to see if the live stats had stopped. Off the wing, Mids win the face-off with Gallagher. Sean with the long pole comes in from 12 yards. Shoots! Faceoff makes the save again. Heavily have weighed things in Penn State's favor because they've made the Mids pay for those mistakes.
Yeah, 2 big mistakes led to 2 layups. I mean, so really you're looking at this game, and it's 4-0, but 2 of them were simple, easy goals. You really could argue the third one was the easy, simple goal as well, too. So they've been their own worst enemy here. And just what we talked about, just needs to get off the schneid here and get something positive going. But a great job by Hewitt to turn his defender inside out and get the goal.
5th of the year for the senior out of Denver.
We talked about before. I don't think the individual matchups are too – it's not a situation where today it's just too big for them. I don't think that's the case. We'll find out as the game goes along. But I think athletically, his team can match up with Penn State. And
way back into this one as they get the long-range shot from Flaherty. You mentioned, the individual defender closing out late because everybody's looking at Tolker cutting through the crease. But then there were 2 guys. Conway was engaged with a defender, and Flaherty, I thought, used the screen perfectly there to get that long-range shot away.
Well, he talked about the confidence they've had in the second midfield unit, and arguably – they've done as good a job today creating an offensive opportunity. Good spot there. Probably not expecting Penn to take that shot in that spot. It's an ambitious pass by Long, but it works out for Penn State. Now up by 3. Great goal there by the Nittany Lions.
Hayashi has now won 7 of the 9 face-offs, and maybe getting possession. Zach running it below the restraining line. Mascot mayhem. Joe, if you could dress up as one of the mascots locally, which one would you dress up as to play in that basketball game?
That's a good question. I don't know. That's I'd maybe go the Oriole bird.
It's a good one. Mids win another face-off as Hayashi gets his 5th ground ball. Peters scores! Can't get a better start to the third quarter than that. 10 seconds in. Hayashi continues to dominate at the faceoff dot. And Jackson Peters, one of the best strong stick defensive midfielders in the country, converts for the Mids. 10 seconds in, it's Penn State 5 and Navy 3.
I like that new term for him, strong stick defensive midfielder Jackson Peters.
Because he's strong offensive player.
You know, it's interesting there. Penn State kind of had him a little bit in a bind, but the double team goes away, gives him that room to his right. Maybe a little bit of a mistake there by the Nittany Lions. We've talked about how quickly they've been to pounce, but Jackson Peters, he's shown that ability all season long to shoot his third of the season. Zach Hayashi, his first career assist. And you're right, Pete, 10 seconds in. You couldn't ask for a better start here for the Mids in the second half.
And Hayashi called for moving early there.
And let's see what the adjustments are for Penn State offensively here in the second half, too. You know, they're not going to sit idly by on time, and then you throw it right off the stick of Malone the last time, and you just can't give a team like Penn State that many chances. Trainer's 13th of the season. I mean, that's as good a defense as you can play there all the way around. And now the unfortunate part of that, you lose the face-off, and Penn State's back on offense here.
Penn State, Chase Mullins winning that one himself. Quarter. Mullins and Hayashi. Ball swept out in the middle of the N-Star logo. And a whistle sounds and a penalty. Our first of the day coming up here on somebody.
You don't see too many penalties off of face-off.
Not sure what Mullins did here to draw the ire of the officials, but we're about to find out.
That's a 1 minute full serve locked-in penalty. So he's
That's
locked
a big
in
one.
for a whole minute.
So
Grab the ball.
with his hand.
Yeah.
With his free hand there. So this is unreleasable 1 minute here. So this is an opportunity here for the Mids.
Part of a terrific schedule for Penn State, home to Yale and Cornell of the Ivy League over the next 2 weeks before getting into their Big Ten schedule. And Navy, of course, with their Patriot League schedule right around the corner. Next week at BU and the following week at Lehigh, followed by a Friday game at Johns Hopkins. So the next 3 on the road for the Mids. Dangerous games indeed. Hayashi wins another face-off. Navy 11 of 15 in that category today.
Penn State scoring to make it 8-3. Big swing there after Haley saved by Faceoff. And then Morin at the other end, his 4th of the season.
Penn State now by 5. Ball free. Navy wins again. Gallagher off the wing. Mids have now won 10 of 14 face-offs. Massive traffic jam going through the bottom.
Coming in, you know, I don't know if it's always tough to figure out whose guy it was. Peters is the guy trailing him. I don't know if that was the issue on that one, but either way, nobody picks him up, and it's a great look. And you expect him to be able to bury that one. When you think about of the 9 goals that Penn State has scored today, you would probably say 5, maybe 6 were in the high percentage of where you would say a good college.
That time, though, perfect use of the screen, spacing relationship with his screener. He knocks out both defenders and ends up with a 1v1 with the keepers. Mullins wins the faceoff, one of the few he's won cleanly here today. Penn with his 4th of the day, 5th of the year. But again, as Joe pointed out, Navy scored 10 seconds into the second half. Since then, Penn State has scored 6 in a row to make it 11-3 with 10:13 to go in the 4th. Sweeney with the ball. Pass knocked down by Hayashi. Zach's going to get the ground ball. Flips to Marsh. AJ below the restraining line. Gets it to our line. X spins. That's great defense by home.
You talk about executing. You go back to the last, 7 minutes of the third quarter into the first 7 minutes of this fourth quarter. It's been pretty special by Penn State on offense here, executing.
Exceptionally talented team. If there's one hole, and that's a hold there. I mean, if there's one hole, I guess you could say it's face-offs where They've done better here in the latter points of the third and fourth to cut into that deficit. Navy won 11 of the first 15. Penn State has won the last 4.
Yeah, I think that's, you look at that. They do turn the ball over a decent amount. Again, we talked about the style that they play. You're going to see that. It's not going to be a team that – but there are some moments where they will turn it over a little bit too much.
Mercer back to Trainer. He's got 5 points on the day. Malone up above goal line extended to Jordan. 2:19 to go here. Penn State leading 13-3. Up in Worcester, the Navy women hanging in there basketball-wise against Holy Cross, who's been in first place most of the season. Mids leading 63-62 with a minute and a half remaining. Ben Johnson's the new keeper.